So the beauty of the internet is that we get to bump into people we've not met before with many miles between us, but we are so close. One such person is from musiccomposerblog.com, John Presley, who has reached out to me and asked me several questions about composers. Hi, I'm Ron Proulx. I manage several composers as well as being a music supervisor. I've got John's list here on my iPad, and I'm going to, say the question and then I'll answer it. How's that? Right? And by the way, a lot of these concepts really come from my online ebook, How to License Your Music into Movies and Television, which is, shameless plug, available at musiclicensingguide.com. Anyways, here we go. Is the industry headed down a path of licensed or commissioned composition being devalued even more in 5 to 10 years? Okay, so rephrasing that a little bit, is there a race to the bottom? And I will say yes at the low end of the industry. I will say that I really can't speak to the high end of the industry, the Hans Zimmers and John Powells of the world. I do not work with those types of people. I tend to work on projects and with people who are doing much more modest kind of stuff. Episodic TV, movies of the week, that kind of thing. And I will say absolutely, both commissioned and licensed music has prices going way down. Just in the last 3 years, over the last 7 years, but man, it's really gone down. And the reason for that is twofold. One is supply and demand. There's just so much supply out there. Everybody has a music library. There are so many people that want to compose. And producers understand now that the prices that used to be in place, because you had to go to a studio to record, because all you really had was like a crummy little sequencer, if that, and back in the day, not that at all, just a piano. And then having to go to a studio to record, that's all gone. Most people do their stuff right on a computer using Logic or Pro Tools or what have you. So yeah, it's going down, and I call it the race to the bottom, e.g. the race to free. And in fact, there's some free stuff out there. What advice can you give to composers to build a resume when it seems that thousands of new composers are popping up offering free services? Yeah, well, I've said this from the beginning. I've been doing this for, I think 16 years now. And I think that like anything, giving stuff away to people to get them hooked is the way to get work and build a resume. I mean, this is the way something as popular as drugs works. Your crack dealer's not going to make you pay for the crack the first time. Why bother? He's going to give it to you for free. And then you'll come back and pay for it. And a composer can really, unfortunately, or for better or for worse, make use of the same idea. I think that if you are up against a more experienced composer, particularly, who is looking for more money, what do you have to offer? I mean, you can't really say you're more talented than the other guy, but you can certainly say that you're cheaper, and someday the money will follow. In your experience as a music supervisor, how have the attitudes of producers and directors changed towards music? Are they able to recognize the difference between average and great music? A big difference is that people understand, for better or for worse, that a composer is also now an arranger, a producer, a player. Something that used to go into the hands of several people is all being done by one person now. And therefore, a producer or director knows that they're going to hear something like the final product of the music a lot earlier than they would have back in the day, when it was like, I got a lead sheet, let me play it on the piano for you, and then we'll go and record it. We can't change it once it's recorded, so say yes now. In fact, people can say yes, no, let's change it all the way along, and God knows people do now. Also, in addition to that, the idea that the earliest music that a composer does should sound perfect and right is very high. I mean, it's incredible the notes that people give. You know, you just have some little, you know, band in a box drum thing, and for your, you know, sketch, and somebody's saying, "I don't like the drums," and I'm like, "Dude, those aren't the drums. We're just showing that there's a drum beat." But people have this very high expectation now. Same thing with editing. I mean, when between the edit and the music, when it goes out for notes to a network, wow, the notes are from the first cut. The notes are as if they're watching a completed project. And this is just the expectation that people are understanding now, that there's so much that can be done right in the computer. It used to go through so many hands, and it doesn't go through so many hands anymore. So expectation way up, and the expectation of the ability to change at the last moment way up as well. How much do agents play a role in securing paid projects? Whether you use the term agent or manager or what have you, a handler as it were, I would say a big role. A lot of what goes on in life, not just with music but in all things, is connections, knowledge of opportunity, you know, long relationships. All these kinds of things are important, and that's where a manager or an agent can really come in handy for that, you know. And sometimes, you know, securing the paid projects, well, part of it's the deal, part of it's leaving it out of the hands of the composer so he can think creatively, he or she. Is it possible to network outside of the LA area and build clients and a reputation? Most assuredly. I believe that many years from now, well, not that many years, it's happening now, all kinds of film centers are going to open. Look, there's Austin, there's New York, I mean, Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, it goes on. And you don't have to be in LA to make productions now. I mean, people make stuff everywhere. And this is, again, the beauty of the internet, the beauty of technology, the beauty of the cloud. I certainly find myself doing less and less face-to-face meetings with people and much more Skyping, using Dropbox, you know, viewing, even music spotting by phone, a lot of these things. It used to be very hard to do. It's so easy now. It's a lot easier than it used to be. What advice can you give to aspiring composers for networking and getting heard in the industry? Wow, I would try and find someone that you know, and score their film, their short film, their industrial. I would work for free. But by the way, I mean, just because you want to be a composer, given that this is for people who haven't done a lot of work, there's a lot to learn. I mean, just very basic technological things as well as creative things, and becoming really good at melody and rearrangement and all these sorts of things. So, you know, you got to kind of work for free. Become somebody's assistant is awesome. Become very good at technology. That's truly awesome, and a lot of composers need assistance in that area. How do successful composers in the current market make the move from free projects to legitimate paid work? Well, a successful composer, I think, at the end of the day would probably be getting paid. But you know, once you have established, back to the drug trade, that what you have is what somebody else wants, they'll call you and pay for your services. I see this in the composers that I manage. I mean, that's the way it works. I want this fella. Well, you know, this fella's more expensive than that fella. I said, oh, yeah, I want this fella. And I went, no problem, here's what it is. And they go, that's great, let's make that happen. So, you know, the money will follow. If you're really good, it's like all things. It's like trying to get a record deal back in the day. People will find you. If it's that good, people will talk about you. And as an aside, it's not just that your music's good, but that you're easy to get along with, because I know some really talented people, but they're impossible. And, you know, you have to be good at dates, like, you know, hitting the date mark. Like, you can't be late. And so you have to be on time, and you also have to be good, and you also have to be sociable with people, and people have to get along with you, you know. So would you like to plug your music guide as well? Well, once again, to close, thanks, John. I hope this has been a help to you and to the people that are watching or looking at your blog. Again, my guide is available at musiclicensingguide.com. I'm Ron Proulx. Have a great day. And again, I hope I've been of some assistance to you.